What's up, Cam?
Up, dude? How are you?
I'm wonderful, brother. How you been, man?
Good, man. Busy.
Yeah, I ain't been able to hear
Busy
from you.
week. A lot going on. We're working a lot of leads,
Yeah,
but
we gotta get
yeah.
some time. Right? When was we got anything close for you?
Hans and I had a really hot one yesterday. I know he was going to reach out at some point today, but I'm going to touch base with him later. Uh,
What's up?
Bain-
I've been asked to speak.
Haha, I just threw you the microphone so that you can jump in whenever you want to.
Can you see me?
But,
and then
I
yeah.
can't see me.
oh no, I can't get you up on the panel last time.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Go ahead, Cam. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying we got some stuff in the pipeline with Tara too.
Yeah,
So
we do. We got some crazy
we'll
stuff
see what's
going
going
on.
on.
Let's see here. What's up,
Uh,
Bane? How you doing, brother? Oh man, look at Bane out here. He on the motorcycle. Only Bane would tune into the G Money machine on a motorcycle. Let's see here. Let's get everybody in here. Some deals. We haven't done that in a while. Get some deal breakdown. Who else we got on here? What's up, Fabian? How's it going, man?
How you doing, good sir? Can you hear me?
I can, man. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. I'm filing my annual report for my LLC.
You're filing the annual report.
Yes,
That time
sir.
of year. There you
Yes, it
go.
is.
How did Bane's note taker make it on stage? Let's go ahead and move him down. You working on any deals right now, Fabian? You got anything close?
uh, for me, I'm around my way. I'm looking to invest in a property. It's a 6 unit rental property.
Nice. Where?
It's in Queens, right around where I live.
Okay.
The 6 unit properties are usually around 1.9 to 2 million. This one's at 999.
Wow.
The
It's
thing
in.
is, the thing is, the rent roll is very low, so I need to do some comping and see what's up with the property.
Are you planning on using private money for it? Are you going to what's your plan? DSCR or what?
Uh, Probably. I'm not sure, but it looks like it might be a very, very good deal if I could get this under.
There you go.
I'm planning to buy and hold, so
There you go. Adding some doors. That's the next steps, right? Moving
yeah, because
forward
then if
in the portfolio.
yeah, if that's the case, then I'll be able to like get a loan against the property, and I'll be able to put down a couple of more properties and stuff. So those are my plans. If all goes well, then hopefully I'll be able to get like a few properties under my belt.
There you go. There you go. We got a guy that's going to be joining with us next week. Michael Sanchez.
Ooh, same last name too.
Yeah, he is based in, pretty sure he's in this somewhere around the city, maybe Long Island, can't remember, but he's up there. And he's added 50 doors to his portfolio over the past like 90 days or so.
Whoa,
Like mostly or almost entirely 0% down seller financing. Um, pretty cool guy. And he's
that's
also
amazing. Yeah, I'd
lead.
like to connect with him.
Yeah, he's going to be jumping on here with us next week. And sharing how he's been able to do some of those things. So that'll be definitely a good episode for you to jump on. Yeah.
Oh yes, for sure.
Darren, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
How you
What's up?
doing,
What's up?
dude?
Good, dude. Just busy, busy, busy getting all these novations taken care of.
Dude, how many are we gonna finish at for the month? Do you know off the top of your head? Close to it? Just novation?
Uh, man, I'm not even sure. I mean, you guys are adding more and more every single day. So, uh, I
Pretty
think
cool.
it's like I can't even remember the amount. How many we have? I know it's over 18, I believe. So, yeah,
How about
over
to
18.
say? I love the numbers that we have already done together in the first month of like if you even want to call this being stabilized, what we've had in January, this is our first month stabilized. We've been far from stable. We've had all kinds of learning curves on the document side and tweaks and changes to contracts and all kinds of different things that definitely made it not the smoothest of sailing, but to have done so many, you said more than 18. I know we were at 42, 43 contracts as of this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something on that. So
Cash, and then there's some novations, some cat creative.
yeah, handful of things.
Yeah, I know there's a crap ton of novation. That's kind of like it's turning into our main gig, I think.
Well,
So
and shout out to you for this, honestly, because like you really unlocked that door for me. I'm a marketer, always been a marketer. That's the only thing I do, all I've ever known. So like when you talk through novations with us the first time, I'm like, that's just marketing. Like that's a lot of just marketing, like on the other side of the process versus just generating the motivated sellers. Now we're gonna go run marketing, generate buyers. I'm like, well, I know we can figure out how to do that. You already got it dialed in on your side. Luckily, I didn't have to
yeah,
do that, but I'm like, man, I can see how this works from a marketing perspective. As soon as you said on there a marketing fee, I'm like, oh, buddy, that's the best marketing fee I ever seen.
yeah. That's all it is a marketing fee. I love it.
I
So
mean, the 90-day timelines for most of these by April 1st, this community is going to be getting paid. People are going to be getting paid out come late March, early April, mid-April. Man, I can't wait to see everybody balling. It's going to be fun. We got it here. Somebody bring something to us to talk about tonight. We don't have any specific special guests, but let's break down some deals or something. What's up, Ryan?
I got a question about the deal maker. I submitted something for a novation and it lets me pick, I work with Daniel and Teresa usually, and so it let me pick Daniel, but he said he didn't get it. I just want to know, do those only go to Darren, or am I doing it right here, or how does that work?
Well, real quick, what's either the seller's name or the address so that we can see if it went to Darren? You know,
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. That is Jingyue, Jingyue. Liu is the last name. And it was 12361 North 89th Place in Scottsdale, Arizona.
you've got that one come across to you, Darren?
You're
yeah,
muted there.
that came across the deal review, not for a scheduled appointment, but just for deal review. So that's a good one to actually go over and run comps on for everybody here on the
Okay.
live.
Let's
So let's
you
do
want to
it.
do it?
Yeah, I'll do it, man. Perfect.
Why not?
Let me get her done. Let me pull up all
Man, deal makers.
my
Zach right now is working on deal makers hats, by the way. I know you always got a hat on. We got to get the wings on the hat for you soon.
yeah, dude. I need to get a hat. Bald men gotta keep their heads warm. So
Gotta stay covered. The
yeah,
amount of bald
okay.
guys that walk up to me and say something about my hair is honestly comical. Like, like on a weekly basis, somebody says something about my hair. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I gotta
let's
let you
see.
the screen share, huh?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just pulling up the deal info right now while we have it. So,
Okay.
and I will share. Give me a little bit of background on this deal.
Yeah, I just called her earlier today, and their kids moved out. They're looking to downsize, no mortgage, no liens, owned free and clear. Seems like she's on the higher side of the couple of houses that sold nearby that I was looking at. One sold for 1.8, and she's, pegging that as her number, but there were a couple others for like 1.5 and 1.2. And the 1.8, just based on the pictures on like Redfin and the condition she was telling me, and the 1.8 one is perfect, magazine ready. Hers like leaking roof, that kind of stuff. So 1.8 is definitely unrealistic, but don't know how much we're able to talk her out of that, how set she is on that, but she did seem open to negotiation. So
Okay, so she's got like a leaking roof. What about like the fixtures on the inside? Are we talking laminate countertops? What are we talking on the inside of this thing?
It is, she said that's travertine tile through a lot of the house and then carpet in some of the rooms as well. And then kitchen is like granite slab countertops.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what about in the bathroom? Are we talking like tile shower bathroom or what are we talking there?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Let me pull up the listing here. This one. Yeah, it looks like it's a tile in the bathroom as well.
Okay. See here, I'll share my screen. I gotta send a request to you.
All right, you should be good to go now.
Perfect.
Where's everybody at in here? Apparently Thursday's a quiet night.
It is. I don't know what's going on with that.
Where's everybody?
Okay. And she's wanting how much for it?
She was saying 1.8.
Hmm. Yeah. I could see why she would say that. Like a lot of people, when they got a house like this, they think, "Oh my goodness, it's like the best thing ever." But considering what's on the market right now, like this is considered way outdated,
Hmm.
way outdated, especially for that area. So let me
Yeah, and she
go
was
here.
saying the one that was 1.8 is just down the street from her, and she went and saw it in person and was like, "Oh, my house, when it was built, we had all these upgrades that that house doesn't have, but like that house has been updated and is in way nicer current condition." So,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, 2004, 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath. Does that sound about right, or did she say there's more bedrooms?
no, it's 3 bed, 3.5 bath. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go on market right away. We were at 4,365 square feet. So to 5,000, it's a huge spread there. Actually, I'll narrow it down a bit more. And then year built was 2004, so I'll go from 2000 to 2010. See what sold in the last 3 months, and that we have something outside of our range, nothing like that. This is kind of a hard find, so I'll go out as far as a year and then filter it back in from there. And I'm guessing the one that she's claiming is the 8847 East Anne Way or whatnot, the 3 bed, 3.5 bath. It
Yeah.
sold, yeah. This is on what's a lot, pretty similar lot square footage.
Mhm. Yeah, those are it's in the same community. If you look at the exterior of the house, they're both, very similar builds, and all of the houses in that community are
Looks like a
kind of
castle.
that design. Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty nice house. I can't lie.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
this is the nice fixed up one she's pegging hers to, and she's not anywhere near this nice. So
Not quite yet, right?
the horrible part is whoever took these original photos did not do any justice with lighting.
Yeah, they
Because I
don't know
bet you,
at all. Right?
yeah, I bet you with good lighting, this thing would look much better.
Yeah, look at the difference in lighting.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm honestly thinking those are like the same, like
Yeah,
not
you got more
too,
white. The other one's a little bit more tan, maybe color,
y-
to it, but like same.
yeah, yeah, it's
mhm.
very interesting. So I'm wondering if, because look at this kitchen. Okay, let's go down to this kitchen here. This kitchen was super similar, very
Oh,
similar kitchen. Look at that. Look at that
oh,
same, it's got,
is the
it's
same
almost,
one.
yeah, except for this one's got, so this is very similar. Let's see if they show they got stainless steel. It's got a range right there. I'm wondering if it's got a double oven. Let's go and look. Oh, it does. It's got the same exact everything. This is a very similar comp. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When did this sell though? What year did this, or what month did this one sell? And ours has got a pool on the back. What's the news on the pool? Is it, when was the last serviced? Any major cracks, anything like that? Because that will freaking blow a deal up so quick.
I did not ask about the pool, so I don't know that.
Okay, October 2024. So typically October's still a really good season. We don't see the market really slow down until like end of October, early November, and we're just now getting back. Once we hit February, we'll be in a like mid-February, we'll be back in really good season. So 810 square footage on this one, I'm assuming is almost exactly the same. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they're same builder kind of stuff, all almost identical layouts and everything.
This
man,
one's
dude.
smaller.
Yeah.
That pool is beautiful too on that one down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is this pool like on this one here?
doesn't look nearly as nice, I'll tell you that.
Well, I mean it's because of the color, but I mean if you, I mean the light, it's the photos, guys. The
Yeah,
photos are from
yeah.
2012. Like if you had went out and pressure washed, had this all cleaned up, I mean,
Yeah, this is why I paper for professional photos.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Man, I wondering if this is a hidden gem here.
Yeah, I
Just a
think so
second.
too.
Let me get back to my calculator here.
So
This
while
is
you're putting that
interesting.
in, she did say, they were looking at, needing a month or two to move out if we, work with their price. So I'm like, all right, this sounds like a novation start to finish here.
Man, you better not be texting and driving on a motorcycle right now.
Motorcycle.
On a
Dude.
motorcycle, this boy better not be. Hey,
810, 1810. So let's see here. I mean, I don't think 1,000. So right away, just with closing costs, I mean, that's a quarter listing. Okay, so we're gonna save that. So where would we realistically need to be at price on this one? This one's gonna need, I'm gonna put at least 2,000. I mean, at least I think 10 to 20,000. Because what I would do is I would instantly just go in there, paint the inside. Boom. Like I would clean it up, paint the inside, pressure wash the pool, just get this thing ready to go. So I'm gonna automatically just put about 20K for that. I think it's in pretty good condition. So let's see where we need to be on this. Hmm. Yeah, I can't get to her 810 million eight. I just can't do that evaluation. I feel like there needs to be quite a bit of cleanup on this unless she sends me photos otherwise. I
Mhm.
think that we should definitely reserve about 10 to $20,000 for just, paint, cleaning, get that pool service, just get this thing really professionally done. And this is with
And I will
me.
say she did say there was some work that needs to be done. The roof is leaking. She had someone out to estimate. They said a few thousand to get that taken care of. And that's why she was saying like, oh, depending on what the play is with, our side of things, if we're having someone owner occupant move in afterwards, they could get that fixed ahead of time, or if we want to take care of that, negotiate on the price to accommodate for that kind of thing. And then the side door, the exterior side door, she said also needs to be fixed. And then I don't know how many windows she was saying, but she said some of the glass on the windows needs to be repaired as well. So there's a
Hmm,
good amount of work that needs to be done here.
So did you say
yeah.
it's clear? No mortgage on it, Ryan?
Correct, no mortgage, owned free and clear.
And are they looking for the cash to go buy their next place?
Yes.
Okay, do you know where they're trying to go to next? What's the next step for them? Is it them or just her?
It's them, it's her and her husband.
Okay, what's
So
their
they're
next step?
just, they're looking, I don't know location wise, but she said, you know, looking to downsize now that the kids have moved out kind of thing. So that's, I think, definitely something we could potentially help them find their next place as well.
What's your thoughts there?
My thoughts are, yeah, she needs to understand there's no way I can get her that million eight. And I would say 1,650,000 is like my max allowable offer on something like that. So I would like to be, like 1,600,000, maybe a little bit more than that, realistically. If she's okay with that, that'd be great. We could give her money down
Even
and
with
say,
that
hey,
much
look,
work, I think all the additional stuff he listed off, you think it's still at 1,600,000, or you got to go even lower than that?
I would go a little bit lower than that. Like I said, $1,650,000 is like my max allowable offer, right? And that's with me doing a quarter listing. So I'm flat listing it. I'm not even using a local real estate agent. So like I said, that's my max allowable offer. I would entice her to go farther down by saying that, hey, I could release some money up front to you. Once obviously title insurance and we've done, our due diligence are in buyers in place, could release some money before close of escrow. But what I'm thinking is realistically the sweet spot that I want to be out on this one's probably like 1,600,000. The only other thing that I can think about is if I were to partner with her, and essentially say, hey, it's still going to be the same outcome no matter what it is. It's just going to sound a little bit different saying, hey, look, I'll put the money into the property and, whatever, as long as I get my initial investment back, me and you can split the profits, after this certain point, whatever it would be, 50-50. That's the only other pitch I would give her, but she owns it outright free and clear. So there's not really like a set, number that I would give her. But essentially, I think that really you should be like below 1,650,000. I would really try to shoot for like 1,600,000 if you could. So
Yeah. And my thought is if it's free and clear, if we can find out how much she really needs in hand or they really need in hand for their next steps, there's also a high likelihood, depending on if they're trying to stay within Arizona, there's a very high likelihood I can find a creative deal for them to get into very quickly because that's easy with pace. Like half of Arizona is in sub two. And so
Mhm.
that's easy to find a solution for them to move into, which then opens up more of the door for us to try to get a creative solution. So like if we could do something seller finance and we give her 5% down, right? And now that's only what, 80 something? 60, 80 something. So like, give her 80 grand, right? Now, if we find the right creative deal for her, we turn around and get her into the next spot for less than that 80 grand. She still have cash in her pocket and give us the freedom to approach it differently. And then we could get her a higher number, closer to the 1.8, depending on maybe not at 1.8 because there's some repairs there, but closer to it, and see how we can possibly make more money on that way. What do you think about a creative deal, Darren?
I love creative deal. Yeah, I absolutely love a creative deal. Um, it might be a great opportunity if we could maybe try to have a student of ours actually lock up a deal, in the area or target specific deals that they're looking for. I've done that before, helped
Yeah.
relocate students. And then essentially what we could do is be like, hey, we're willing to maybe make less on this, right? Realistically, but charge them, on the other deal as well. And then we feel all happy, right? Because we feel like we helped someone out.
Yeah. It all comes down. What I love about creative is it all comes down to whatever you can get somebody to agree to, right? Like if it's a good deal for everybody involved and it accomplishes all the goals, this is why you got to just keep asking questions, right? And so now, Ryan, you come here, you got a little bit of feedback, and now you can go back to her and talk to her a little bit more. tell me more about what your next steps are. I want to be able to solve this problem based off what you told me. You know, there's some rehab here. It may or may not break the deal. I'm not sure I'll be able to be your buyer, but I want to see if I can help put it together a deal or help connect you to somebody to make this happen. Again, I'm not your buyer, right? You're like, hey, I'm just here to help you, and keep asking questions like, how much money exactly are you looking for to get into your next spot? If I was able to bring or help you find the next house that you're looking to move into where you could downsize and not need to go qualify through a bank or not need to come with a huge down payment, would that be something that you would be interested in? And then be quiet, right? And then let them answer and tell you, keep digging into the pain points. So the kids move out, okay. Kids move out all the time. Have they stopped working? Are they making less money? Is that why they just don't need the house? Like, keep digging in on it and see if there's some opportunity for a creative deal in there somewhere. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well, Bane. Like, if you say the standard 10%, not realtor fee, but like closing costs and realtor fees all bundled in, that's 100 and some grand, 100 and what, 80 grand if she tries to sell it at 1.8. So even then, it's gonna put her at walking away with 1.62, right where we were at anyway, So like, even if in theory she could sell at 1.8, which she can't, she could still only walk away with 1.6. So you just got to be able to explain those kind of things out further to her, and then say, well, then you back out the fact you're gonna have to put in, and I'd love to hear your input on this too, Darren. But like, oh, yeah, I definitely think you can get 1.8 for it. Probably it's gonna take you around, 30, 40 grand worth of renovation. If you got the roof issues and some window issues, maybe a little bit higher. It's only like 50,000, but you'll definitely be able to sell it on the market at 1.8. She's like, $50,000. She don't want to do that, right? She don't want to spend that much money to get that much because it's gonna get taken away when she has to pay off everything anyway. So there's lots of ways you can lean in on that, I think.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So just so I know, kind of how this works going forward. So like I said, I selected Daniel's name in that drop down. Does this go to
So
him at all or?
When you submit a novation for review, it's going to go to Darren and his team to review,
Okay.
right? They're going to determine if it's a good deal. Most of the time, especially right now, the novations will still be closed by Darren's team. Sometimes
Okay.
our closures will work a deal that ends up becoming a novation, but not as much as are they heavily like going in headfirst for a novation. Darren has done far and away the most of these, so trust me,
Hmm.
you want to put it in his hands. That's not to downplay Daniel or anybody else, of course, but like the novation specifically, we want to make sure it's done properly, explained properly. So that's why we're working on more of that. Now, if you get it in front of Daniel, he gets on the phone and he can just swing at it. Like, I'm not going to ever say no to that. But when you submit it through the channels, that's kind of how it's going to flow.
Okay, got it.
Thank you for
So
bringing the deal.
then at this point, is this, Darren, do you want me to follow up with her more, or is this something that your team's gonna take from here, or what does that look like? This is my first time submitting a novation.
What I would do, because I know you originally submitted it for Daniel and you talked with him, I'm going to push this over to approved. I think it's a decent, it's textbook. It works for a novation if we get it at the right price, right? So there's nothing crazy. So I think you should have Daniel do it. Daniel's got a couple of these things and he's pretty good at building relationships with the seller. So I would, I'll just approve it and push it over to him since you've probably already, told Daniel about it. So that's fine with me.
Mhm.
That's what I will do.
Okay.
He's really good at it. Daniel's really good at in my opinion, at making, and he can always come to me and ask me. So I want Bane and I want Hans and I want Daniel and I want all the closers to start, training wheels are off, guys. Let's make it happen. So
Wheels are off. That's the way to put it. Love that for sure. What's up, James? How you doing, man? You got your mic open? You got something to share with us?
Oh, I didn't even realize it was open. How you guys doing?
Great, man. How are you?
Just chiming in here, just trying to learn, what's going on with you and learn more about the deal makers. I did sign up just yesterday. I have not been able to get on to the portal yet. I am only on the $10 a month
Okay.
subscription. So I think we spoke a little bit back with I'm not sure, how does the breakdown work if
Very quick.
if I sign them and send them in, let you guys take it from there. How's that work?
It depends on what type of deal it is, right? So if it's a cash deal, I guess not really. But if you already have a contract signed, now what I will say is just because you have a contract signed, if it's not our contracting, there's no guarantee that we're going to accept that, because a lot of the success that we can have and plan towards is based in all the contracting that Darren has put together. It's everything we need to have in one place, and we've added a little bit more to make it more personalized to what we're doing with deal makers. So on a cash deal or a creative deal, even if you go get it locked up out there and you bring it and you submit it through the dispo portal, it'll still be a 50-50 split, right? I don't think that to this point we have taken external an external novation already under contract. Everything that we've done with novations has been internally signed, and I think it will stay that way for a while at least, because nobody else's contracts are going to be as well oiled and dialed in as what we're using. And so I wouldn't want to put us on the line with that. But if you go out there and sign a cash deal, and ideally we would still want it on our contracts, but we can at least dispo things that are good deals.
Well, that was what that was what I was getting to. I mean, honestly, being a part of this, I mean, I have my own contracts and all that kind of stuff, but I almost think it's kind of ridiculous to put it in my contract if I'm going to be submitting it through deal makers anyway. I mean, that's where I'm kind of at this, in my mind, I'm like, well, this seems a little ridiculous. They're going to be talking about their company. I've come in as my company. At the end of the day, I don't care whose contract it's on. I really don't. That doesn't matter to me.
So what are you doing right now? Are you just generating leads? Are you closing and locking up deals yourself? Like, what's your current business?
Yeah, I'm generating my own leads. I had cold callers going. I'm doing a lot of PPL now. I am nationwide. I am from Pennsylvania. Don't beat me up too badly here. And I left Pennsylvania on my marketing because of the new laws that just came into effect. And I want to go back into Pennsylvania. But with all that being said, I did, about a good, I don't know, 8 months to a year of hard marketing in about 10 counties in Pennsylvania. Oh, actually statewide, I should say. And so I've got stuff in my CRM that, I've been working in drip campaigns and this and that, how it goes. And now all of a sudden, 6 months later, I got people say, yeah, I'm ready now. And they look like good deals. But this new law is a whole nother issue.
Well, so first thing is, if you double close, you avoid the issue of the law. Buy it and then sell it. You have every right to do that. So it's not and that's not the first place, and it won't be the last place that enacts these kind of laws. There'll continue to be changes to the game. If you need the funding for the transactional side of double close, we can help with that. But then we're going to do novations on at least 50% or more of what we're signing right now anyway. So we can still rock with that regardless of the rule changes. We can still get it listed on the market, whether that means we work with a local agent to do it. Probably that case, I would assume. Darren, have you done anything recently in Pennsylvania? I know that the changes just
absolutely. So our contract lets us wholesale. So the PSA that we have lets us wholesale. So, and the reason why is because it's a novation contract. People think novation, they think just on market. That's not how it works. Our novation contract bypasses and allows us to do all loss, because we are getting a full marketing power of attorney over that property by the seller, allowing us to do that and allowing us to replace the contract. And that's not an assignment. We're not assigning the contract. It's a full on marketing fee that the seller is paying us because of the power of attorney. So that we have on the property. So it bypasses all laws. I can do it in South Carolina. I can do it in any state. The only state I freaking really hate doing it in is New York. So the area, that's the only place I hate doing these deals in. So
I mean, the only thing is from what I understand, it doesn't matter if you call it a novation, if you're getting a power of attorney, if you're doing an assignment of contract. It all comes down to marketing a property that you do not have actual interest in the property, and it's not through a power of attorney. You've got to actually be on the deed. I know a broker that was marketing themselves to every wholesaler in Pennsylvania saying, hey, don't get your license, just come work under us, da 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 da. Well, PA NAR just handed it to him. and he had to stop doing what he was doing and everything. Either way, I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm looking to get opportunities, and I can take them as far as we need to. If you guys do what you do, the laws better than I do. I went to, like I said, I just met up with this guy at the Pennsylvania investors not meetup, but it was a convention in Valley Forge. And he said, man, they just cleaned my clock. They came in, shut this down. And then another wholesaler in Pittsburgh, he just got nailed doing it without a license.
We got 2 deals in Pittsburgh right now, don't we?
Yeah.
Actually,
So how you avoid that is you actually go on the deed. You have the seller in our power of attorney. It actually allows us to file and put ourselves in second lien holder position and put ourselves on the deed. So what we're doing is we're filing basically a note against the property, like an actual note against the property, like we have a mortgage against the property, plus our perceived wholesale or marketing fee. That's what we're doing, and that's how you avoid that specific scenario. It's all. I've been through it, man.
Does it help us to be, because we're gonna either work with a realtor or flat list it through a listing service? Does that help us since it is being listed and then being represented by an agent, even if we're doing the work?
Yeah, I mean it does help us. There was an instance in PA where someone did try to come after me, and I had an attorney. We blew him out of the water. So I'm not afraid of it by any means, because I'm getting into it. I have the power of attorney. I'm putting the lien against the property. Everything I have is secured on it. It's being listed. The thing is too is it's kind of interesting to me that how can you have a law passed that way when POAs or power of attorneys are regular things that are used for by trustees to be able to sell estates. So even if they're not on title, even if they're not awarded, the property, or they're not listed on the property, it's very difficult for somebody to do that. They would have to completely outright ban power of attorneys altogether in that instance. And what do attorneys do? Tons of attorneys, at the same time, I know they're attorneys, but a lot of them will have a POA to be able to sell properties. A lot of real estate agents actually get signed POA to sell stuff as well. So I've done it. I've dealt with it. I get where this guy probably got hammered. I know there are a few legalities on how you do the power attorney and how you approach the seller in particular, and how you market yourself to the seller that can really get you in trouble. But I try to teach the guys to avoid those mistakes altogether, which is we are not presenting ourselves as buyers whatsoever to the seller.
Yeah, and I think what the kicker there is he's a broker. He's a real estate broker. That's a big difference where PA&R, they can come after his brokerage license, whereas you and I, we're not licensed brokers of PA. We're not breaking anything to do with the brokerage side of things. But anyway, it's irrelevant to me. I'm looking to work together with you guys anyway. I mean, however the heck we got to move it. But let's go back to, say, a cash deal. Right. Do you have your agreements in the portal where I can get it filled out and then just submit it, or how do you want to work that?
So we have been trying to find an easier answer to this question, right? I want you all to be able to use our docs, but I can't just let you use all the docs. Mostly the documents process is surprisingly not as easy as I feel it could or should be. So if the closers cross wires and get things messed up, I can only imagine if I have hundreds of people that are trying to send documents. So what I think that ends up looking like is that we have the docs team that we're putting together, and then we just offer a done for you docs option. It'll all be paid out on the other side of things, mostly from us or the early release. You want to come out of pocket for these things, but maybe another $100 or $200 for the docs team to do all the documentation and carry along through the TC and everything. Not sure exactly yet. Trying to figure out how we pay that person that would do that, but something along those lines. Because outside of, hey, I want you to use my contract, yes, it's going to help all of us and it's going to keep you more safe. But beyond that, I care about speed, baby. You guys know me. I want you guys to stay active and be able to stay forward facing. And part of the reason why we have been able to pick up the pace so much is because we have the systems in place. That's who I am. That's what I do. I don't get on the phones and call sellers all day. I make sure that things stay well oiled on the backside. So instead of you trying to do multiple parts and like get the docs and manage and all this, if you want our help, we can do that. I just don't know exactly yet how that will be rolled out access wise, but yeah, we can always help get the documents done for you.
Okay. So for PA though, you're doing cash deals. But you're either going to do a double close where they're even saying that's not right either, but whatever. Double close, buy it, wait 30, whatever. You're doing deals in PA.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. With
Yes.
and basically would be done with the novations agreement that he said, where if we needed to, you still could back into it.
Okay, I got you. All right, so I'm just wondering how I would bring that across.
So you have the $10 subscription, right? You have the portal access. So you can go in there. If it's just a lead that is, what I would do is go through, make contact with all of them again, get them to express interest again and raise their hand again and set a time with Darren specifically, right? And at least right now, so that you can watch the first one that feel more confident in that delivery. Since you have a bunch there, then you can go turn around and talk to the rest of them and get them more qualified. So by the next time you pass them along, they're just an easier signature. Get it done faster.
Yeah, this particular one I've been working on for almost 6 months. Been texting back and forth with him. He finally responded back because he's sitting on this house that he got for his daughter to go to college out there in Pittsburgh, and finally said, "Yeah, listen, and we're not talking. It's only like a $50,000 deal. So, but the ARV is like 120 or something like that. Only needs new carpet and paint. So I went back and forth to him and basically gave him an offer on a cash deal verbally, nothing in writing. And I'm waiting for him to get back to me as we speak. And that's where I'm getting to the point where it's like, wow, geez, before I put him under my contract, if he accepts this, which I think he's going to.
You want us to look, Darren, you want to look at this deal? I know generally when it's smaller, there's some different guidelines or rails to stay within. You want to look at it real quick?
Yeah, let's look at the deal. Let's make it happen.
You want to
What's
drop
the yeah, will you drop the address in the chat?
Yeah, let me pull it up here real quick.
James said, "You're not a cop, James, are you?"
No,
He
not
said,
even
"Oh,
close.
so you said you're wholesaling in Pennsylvania, right? You said
Yeah.
you got a couple deals active."
Actually, that's
What's
exactly how the guy out in Pittsburgh, he was on a Facebook group, put his deal out to dispo it on a Facebook page. A realtor saw it. The realtor turned him in.
Oh,
Unbelievable. And that's what's going to start happening.
niches get stitches.
All right, how the heck do where's the there's chat. Okay.
That sucks. Well, I mean, I gotta say, it was kind of dumb. Like to go post it on Facebook, that's kind of dumb. You knew what you were gonna get into.
Oh, you see him go up. There's postings every day of wholesalers doing it.
Yeah. Most of them don't even care, don't even think twice about it. They're like, "What law? Huh?
Yeah, I know.
It's a 30K assignment." They don't give a
30K.
shit.
What are you gonna find me? Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, right. It's one of those things where, like, if you don't do enough volume, you can just fly under the radar for it. But as soon as you hit, you're screwed. As soon as
Did you guys get that?
Yeah, I got you. Yep. Got 1, 2,
Yep,
2, 1
I just-
gram.
I just got it, so I will share my screen.
It's actually a small town on the side of the river just south of Pittsburgh. The population of the town isn't big, but it's only it's still considered like a suburb of Pittsburgh.
How big is the town?
Oh, it's probably only got maybe 15,000 people in it. But you go another half a mile and then there's another town with 15,000. You go
Mhm.
over the river, there's these little towns, you know, but
Yeah. How many square feet is the property? You know?
yeah, good luck with that one. I look at the comps, you'll see you can't even find square footage on anything there.
Why?
Yeah, it's really screwed up, man. PA is really weird with a lot of that stuff.
Mhm.
It's you see here, even if you go to number 2, even if you go, yes, even if you go to look at 1127 Dennis Avenue, that's right up the street.
Okay.
Again, no square foot, you know.
All right. So this was they try to sell this thing, or it sold. Let me see here. For 68,000. How much are they wanting for it?
I can probably pick it up for like 48. But the comps of those same houses are just selling. If you look at the comps on geez, I just lost it. Hold on a second here. What the heck's going on here?
It's not even giving me your bill. It's weird.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Trying to get some of the information on a lot of these towns here in Pennsylvania. I got to go back in here to.
Darren, is this just a free version of Redfin, or like is there a paid subscription to this or what?
No, it's just a free version of Redfin. I use a couple different platforms, but the reason why I like Redfin is because it will give me market insights on it, and then I can look up, what's active right now, and kind of do all that. So I just literally just use two. I'll go into our platform that we use, and then I'll go into PropStream and kind of go back and forth amongst them all. But for the most part, dude, you just need Redfin or Zillow or whatever app you throw those things up, and boom, you're good to go.
The reason why I asked is because I'm working on the tech tool, and we're looking at pulling data from as many sources as possible. So if this is just a free, I'm gonna pull all of this information so that we can have it on our tools and not have to jump around.
Look at 78 Pennsylvania Boulevard.
Yeah, just second 70. All right, I see it right here, 143.1. Yeah. Condition of this thing on the inside, is it in the same condition that it shows on the photos?
No, the flooring is what this was. A real quick story behind it. He bought this for his daughter who went to college out there. She ended up not finishing college, moved on. The house has been sitting vacant now for almost 8 or 9 months. And it's going to need new flooring and paint. But otherwise, the heating system's new, hot water heater's new, roof is new, all the windows have been replaced. The kitchen is what you see in there. The bathroom is what you see in there. But if you look at the comps that are selling in the 120 to 140, somewhere in there, they're all very similar. They all got the same,
I mean, if you could pick this thing up for 40, I'm looking at the tax. Just the tax assessed alone tells me that this is a good deal. Is the trim the same trim, or do they put down like new trim throughout the entire house?
The trim is what you see in those photos. It's that old clamshell type trim, I believe.
Y'all ever look at these houses in this thing? Did they walk in back when they first got it done? They were like, "Yo, this is fire! Like this shit is."
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a good deal. I think that if we were to do an ovation on this, a couple things. Let me see here. I'll just throw a random property. I think we're probably, I really like, and this is really not.
I
the
mean, I think
best
you can get away
condition.
with putting less than 15 grand into it by replacing the flooring and painting this place up. Honestly, I don't. It's not a huge house, for crying out loud.
Yeah, you're looking at about a 60 to 90-day close in this area is what it's showing here. So, I mean, if you lock it up for 50,000, somewhere around there, and then we put it on the market, I think even just at 140, in the condition that it's in. I mean, you got a deal. So right now, I mean,
Not a
you
deal.
could go, yeah, I mean, it's a deal. I
You had him
mean,
at
if you can
48
get,
as is, right? So I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if why even go to a novation, or maybe even just buy it
it's better as a
and then we
novation. Show him what it
we
would
it's
look like as
better.
a cash deal.
Yeah. So, let's say ARV on this thing. What do you think actual ARV on this is? So I don't have to run through
I'm
and get it.
running the ARV at about 118 to be safe. All right. I know we got some in there at 120, 140, but I put in 15 on repairs, 118 on the ARV. Even if I picked it up at 50 grand, and then I cash buyed it, I could get somewhere between 15 grand fee on a small deal like this. And cash to cash, if somebody's going to put 15 grand in this on a flipper, they'd still make 21,000 after all the closing costs, holding costs, and everything. Am I right?
Not very
Wrong?
many flippers are going to bite at a $21,000 margin. That's a wholesale.
Yeah.
That's not a flip fee.
Yeah. I
Well,
think,
you're only talking a $50,000 house. It's not.
That's
You
why
know,
innovation bangs, bro. Let's
Yeah.
break it down, right? So now if we had to do what you're talking about, when we sold it to a flipper as a cash deal, and you got it at 50, right? And you would sell it for what you said, $15,000 assignment. So you're gonna try to sell it at 65 to a flipper, and then we're gonna say they're gonna bring in another what, 15, 20K worth of repairs.
yeah.
So let's say 20K.
Yeah, even if it's like 15 just for carpet and paint, flooring and paint is really all it's going in this little house.
So for 15, that would put us at what? 80, right? And so then the carrying cost of, let's say it was 15%. So now we're going to add another $12,000 onto it, right? So now we're at $92,000 and you put it at 118 and they're going to sell it on the market and then they're going to have 10% closing costs, agent fees. They're going to back another $18,000 out of it. They're going to make less than you made on the deal. There's no way a flipper would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, with my all in number at 97, and that's commissions, front end, holding, everything, they would still make 20 grand. So
I
they
don't
would.
think the all-in number being at 97, brother, man. We just added you up to about 80. And then you got the carrying cost of what would be 12. So that's going to put you at 92, right? Then they're going to sell it on the market at 118. Okay. So 118, maybe a little bit higher now that you give it. If we did put it nothing to, maybe you sell it at 130, right? But then they're going to back out another 10% there. So another 13 off of that. So from 92 to 30. But like, I don't know any flippers that we sell to regularly. They're going to take anything below like a 50 grand spread.
Yeah, so I'm also looking at this too, and I think your ARV's off because I'm pulling this up on my stuff with square footage. I mean, you're looking at like I think as is value. I mean, how it's sitting currently in the condition that it is probably I could probably sell it as is to a conventional buyer, minimum 120. I think honestly 140 is realistically a good price because I'm seeing stuff. I mean, right now, as is, I think honestly is 120 to 140 as it sits. If it's in the condition that I'm seeing here somewhat in the photos, updated flooring, things like that. I literally just found a very similar. I mean, let's say you go put it on the market, you get under contract right now for $50,000 on the market right now for 120. I mean, this is with me putting $20,000 into it, which I wouldn't even do that, right? Watch this. Let's look at this magic.
I think you could get away with 12 grand in flooring and paint and put it right on the market now. His daughter left a whole bunch of stuff in there, so there is contents that need to be taken out and put in a dumpster. But look how small this house is. I mean, I've had
take more right here on innovation than you bought the house where you buy it for $50,000 and the revenue.
All right, where are we at here? What do you have on novation? Okay, I'm on my cell phone, guys. Sorry, man, with this. So I'm trying to see
you're good.
your numbers.
Yeah, as a novation, I mean, this thing makes more sense. I mean, I'm looking at as is value. So I guess you're saying there is some repair to it, but even with some repairs, so let's say I put,
what do you have in there for repairs? If you had
right now, I had $20,000 in repairs. Right now,
oh
if we were to pick this thing up, if we were to pick this thing up at $50,000, I think that we could get this thing sold on market for 120 minus the $20,000, which would be considered like your as is value. That means that we'd be out to projected to make $44,000 off of this, just putting it on the market and going our way. You're going to make
That's
more
high
money.
repairs, low as is value. So like it could
Yeah, this is
The
this
problem, the
is-
problem here is now I'm not offering him getting out of this property. We're looking at 90 days, let's just say. I
yeah.
don't know if I can I don't know if let me put it this way. I don't know if I can get it at 50 and still keep it in his name for the next 90 days and not offer him anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, we're right back to a cash offer, right?
No,
No.
not at all.
No?
I mean, I think
Damn, I wish I could see this. I can't.
yeah. I mean, my max allowable offer puts us at a $34,000 profit, which that's with, projected $20,000 of repairs in there. You could offer them $60,000, maybe a little bit more than that,
Well,
depending on condition. I'd like
do
to
what
get
you talked about,
photos.
Darren, where we get him at the 50K and then say he gets some percentage of the number past whatever we get.
Yeah,
Right?
we could do whatever. We could do that, or say, hey, look, there's a potential for us to release some money to you. I mean, this is a freaking deal, guys. This is innovation.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's
see it now. Okay,
sure.
now I couldn't see I couldn't see your
Yeah.
calculations. I'm sorry. I'm like
No.
3 minutes behind you guys here on trying to blow this up on my phone, and it keeps going smaller, and what a nightmare.
Show him the other one then. Show him the previous numbers where we had it at 50,000.
Yeah, so 50,000, sorry, with $20,000 worth of repairs to as is value, we're making 44,300. This is low. I honestly think this is a low price. I think honestly you could sell it from what I'm seeing for a little bit more.
Let's go back to your ARV for 1 second while we're on this, because this guy's probably going to be getting back to me here shortly. And if I can,
Let
I
me give
can
you
rock-
a clarity point real quick, James. You said ARV there. We're not talking ARV here. We're talking as is value. What is it worth right now? Those are different things. ARV is going to be after repair. Like if we rehab it, flip it.
right, but isn't that your 120?
That's our as is value. That's what it's worth and able to be sold as is right now on the market.
And we're calculating a 20,000. So if we're essentially calculating this house could probably roughly worth $100,000 right now if there was no repairs done to it, because we're calculating $20,000 to repair of as is. So essentially, just imagine this is $100,000 right here. So I'll make it simpler for us.
I got you. I'm
And,
following you.
Yeah. So essentially, you're looking at, roughly, $45,000, right here. So because remember, we're not the way that we normally calculate a novation offer is pretty freaking I mean, a cash offer is pretty insane. So I think let's just say that ARV is 150 on this, something like this. I think that's a little high, but let's say our purchase price is $50,000 for this deal. Okay, now I'm assuming I think the square footage on this one is showing up here is a little bit high, but 1,000.
I think it's like just under 1,200. I'm with you right there.
Yeah,
I think you're perfect.
Yeah. So carry time on this, I'm going to throw it out there for 5 months. Now I'm going to calculate purchase loan, rehab loan, excise tax, everything associated with that. Now you're looking at, this is flip profit of $45,000, right? Look at where we would have to be significantly lower on our end to make this work. So let's see here, realistically, what we can offer. Yeah. So versus not doing any of this, sorry, not doing any of this, no rehab, no loans, not dealing with the end buyer. What I'm going to go do is I'm going to turn right around. I'm not going to have to go find some investor to do anything. I think realistically, this is my opinion. I think that we could be out right now as is. I think that we could potentially be at 120 from what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing comps that are very similar to the condition. Obviously, there's some clean out that needs to be done, right? So we're talking professional photos, getting cleaner in there, maybe do flooring, but maybe there might be a decent cleaner that would make the flooring look good. I'm not sure, right? If flooring needs to be done, that can maybe change something. but let's just say, you know, right now we'll do, you know, we'll throw, you know, so we'll throw $10,000. That's 54,000. I mean, the potential to make quite a bit of a higher assignment fee without having to do, you know, going and finding a retail buyer on this one, in my opinion, is a lot more worth it than going the traditional cash route. I just don't think that you're going to want to go this way by any means. So I think this is probably the best way for you. And then you're just going. Go
ahead. You can finish.
No, you're good.
I was going to say to Bane's point in the chat, you know, one of the benefits of Novation is we can kind of play with the chips a little bit. So like, hey, what if we put $5,000 in your hand now to cover the gap for whatever he needs to do to give us that extra time if needed, right? You don't have to lead with that if it's not needed, but there is a little bit of negotiation room in there on how we can make it work for him.
Yeah, and James, guess what? You get this deal to us. We lock it up under our novation contract. The clear title comes back before we even freaking close on the property, James. You're going to get $2,000 cash in your pocket ahead of time. There's no one out there on the internet right now that is offering you an advance on your assignment fee to be able to do something like this. What are you going to do? You're gonna...
money for no reason, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
We out here.
No,
promo.
no, I'll never complain about, you know, that type of an offer. That's for sure. So let's regroup on this then. So I think I can make this happen. This guy works through text, like it drives me freaking nuts. I spoke to him a few times over the last 6 months, but he's like text, and then he texts me late at night and everything, which is fine. But I'm just trying to think of how I can maybe now switch this over and make it sweet for him and say, hey, listen, I looked at this in a different way.
Easy, bro. Here's how you can do it. I got a new partner. They got a new strategy. I can't wait to get to you. Look, can I get you on with my partner tomorrow? Get him on with Darren. I know you might say it's like, oh, he's a text guy, but like it should be a relatively simple battle. Like, this is way too much to text. We got to get you on the phone to explain this. It'll just be 15.
But the thing that'll draw him in. Okay, I got a new partner. I got all this. I got something new to explain to you. But I think there has to be a caveat in there where we can actually offer you more than what I currently offered you. Something like that, or no?
Yeah, yes, but you got to think about negotiation. Like you don't need to show your hand yet. So you can know that you have that in your back pocket, but if you lead with that, you've already committed to it. But there's a chance that you get on the phone with him and he's had something else or something different happen in his life where it might be different. So before we overcommit, let's just get him on there first. Because you never, what if you get Darren on the phone and Darren gets him down to $35,000, you know? But like if you went in and said, hey, I'm going to give you more, you've set the tone for what his expectation of the conversation is. Just like, yo, I got a new partner. I think we can make the numbers work for you. Would love to get on with you. Like just enough tease that we want him to talk to the new partner, and then you pull back and let the negotiator come in, let Darren come in and spit it out to him. And if it's the same number, then it's fine. If it goes up a little bit, that's fine. But something tells me there's a chance it might go down. So like I would recommend letting him go in as is, getting him there as much as you can, or want somebody from his team, and then let them see where they can get to land at.
This is a textbook novation. My goodness, that's awesome.
It's a fire one. It's a fire one, James. It's definitely.
Yeah, I want to make it happen with you guys. I'm going back here in my notes real quick because I must have called 50 people.
Can you
today.
get him on the phone tomorrow?
No, that's my
4
problem.
p.m. Eastern time.
That's my problem. For 6 months, I think I got him on the phone twice in the last 6 months. And
all right, hit him just like this. Here's what you're gonna do. It's the end of the month. I gotta buy another property. Can I get you on the phone with my partner tomorrow? I think I can get you a better offer. And then that's it.
See, that's what I was saying before.
So,
if I
you can say better offer, but just don't say teaser, give me more money. That doesn't just better offer doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to put more money in your hands.
Right. Because what ended up happening was I went almost over a month without contacting him, and finally I pulled it back up my CRM. Reminder came up. I went back in. I looked. I'm like, man, this place still isn't sold. So I sent him a text. letting them know it looks like you still haven't sold the property yet. This has got to be a burden on you because of the carrying costs of taxes, heat, and everything through the winter. He immediately texted me back and said, "Hey, if you can get me out of this, basically for like 50 grand, now that means paying. You know, he wants us to pay the closing costs and giving him the 50. I sent him, and I was at, I don't know, like 48 something, just to see if I can get him to get back to me, willing to meet him at the 50. But what time is it? 7. He'll probably be texting me by between 8 and 10 tonight. So let me do this. Let me work on getting this over to Darren, and I love the Novation. I want to do everything in Novation, quite frankly.
Me too, brother, man. We out here pumping. Don't worry about that.
And
Do you have a coach, a sprint coach, or like a deal coach that has helped you on board to get up to speed on everything?
well, I was on how this all happened. I told you this the other day, Garrett. I joined back in November, and I was on the dream team, and the dream team never got back to me. And after about 3 weeks of texting to myself,
they fell apart.
yeah, they just never got back to me. So I kept doing my thing, you know what I mean? And then Hans was who I was following on Facebook and everything, and then I saw him go on to the vault with RJ, and I, you know, I see that he's on this deal maker thing. I'm like, wait a minute, how can he be on a deal maker? I was on a deal maker. I'm not even allowed on anymore. So I'm like, what the heck? So then
Love it.
I looked into it again. I'm like, shit, this thing's still going on. So
we're just getting started, baby.
yeah, and then Saturday I jumped on. You know, I worked all day Saturday, so I'm like, shit, let me jump on this live event you guys got going on. And I'm going from room to room to room. I watched Darren do some novations. I'm like, how the heck does this thing work? I'm like, what the heck? How would I even give an offer in? You know, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, Tyler invited me into a group.
Right.
And then I just joined yesterday or this morning. I don't know. I think it was yesterday. And again, because I mean, I have my own CRM. You know, I got all my own leads. I use Deal Machine, so I pull about 30,000 a month leads wherever I want, and I have VAs that'll call, things like that. So, but anyway, I want to be part of a network where I can network with people. I can grow with other people, and I also don't want to be handling. Right now, I just want to concentrate.
Are you in the Pittsburgh areas? You said you moved, right?
No. I'm actually in Eastern Pennsylvania. I'm south of Allentown, north of Philadelphia. I live in the boonies out in Berks County, but I marketed for
Kelsey's out that direction.
I marketed for a long time in all of Pennsylvania, and then when the new law was, you know, when we knew the new law was coming into effect a couple of months ago, like maybe 3-4 months ago, I said, screw this, I'm going nationwide. And, you know, I'm staying out of South Carolina. I'm staying out of New York. I mean, I'm just staying out of New York because I don't like New York, you know.
No one likes New York.
It's an attorney state and all this other kind of stuff. So, but what I'm also noticing is that I think one day, and I think it's going to be sooner than later. I don't know. You know, we're going to have a problem here in every state. And novations is just my game. You know, I'm liking novations more and more and more and more. And
yeah, dude.
Anyway, that's my story. Anyway,
I appreciate you, James. I appreciate you sharing, and I'm excited. I know we've gone back and forth on Facebook a bit and on WhatsApp, but I mean, if we just got to get dialed in since you've been reeled in there on Tyler and Daniel's team, they're definitely going to take care of you. They do a great job of, you know, managing lead flow and everything like that. You have the portal access, so you can just deliver them across.
Yeah, I haven't you know, gone on to you sent me like 3 emails after I signed up. I have not opened them, gone in, looked at the new, you know, whatever it was, or I'm not in a portal. I really haven't been part of a team of anything quite yet. Except I think Daniel is the guy that's leading the Tyler's team that I was invited into. So I believe that's the way this works. But for this particular deal, I mean, right now, Darren, or can I just work this with Darren, because that's where
Absolutely.
I feel right now. Anyway, I'm not putting anybody down or anything like that. I'm just.
I mean, you know, one of the things about the community, just to give you a clarity point, is like, how do I say this? You see how quickly I had to choke my words right there? I was going to say anybody can close a deal, but that's not really true. But what I should say is that like I will never stand in the way of deals getting closed. So whatever that means, first off, we all know Darren is the most experienced and the best at novations. So anybody really, I think that it's never going to be a bad idea to go that direction. But nobody on the team should at any point have any issue with like that ever happening. Like I do a pretty good job of making that clear that we all work together.
Yeah, and I would have no problem doing it with anybody on I guess the team that Tyler had me, sent me the link for, whoever is part of all that team. I don't know who anybody really on there too
Well,
much
so
yet.
let me also say, just because this isn't just for you, it's just something I don't know I said, you guys can all come in, be a part of deal makers and submit deals, and you don't ever have to join a team if you don't want to. If you're just doing your own thing and you just want to submit leads for us to handle all of your novations, like do that, no problem. Like the team building aspect is great for newer wholesalers, people that don't have money to put into systems and marketing, and they come in and they join a team and they put in time and effort. We give data, we give the leadership and training and all the development needed. So don't feel like you have to go, not just to you, James, but like to anybody here. Like don't feel like we're trying to force you anywhere. The whole purpose of deal makers is for it to be a fluid, natural growth of where you want to be at. If you just want to be a lead generator and you want to just send leads across, you don't have to worry about hiring, training, developing a closer, giving away whatever, and like paying for all the systems. We've already got all of that. You come in, bring the leads, send them across. We'll do the rest. If you want to close your own deals and negotiate and get things under contract, we can pick it up at the other side and do the dispo if it's a good deal and it's something that we believe that we can put our name on, right? So whatever comes naturally and organic for you is what you should push. Don't feel like you're forced in any direction.
Now, the only reason why I'm bringing that up for this particular one is because, I feel like I started it here with Darren.
Yeah.
We ran it. I want to know that when I hopefully talk to this gentleman or chat with him tonight on text, tonight or tomorrow, whenever I finally hook up with him, that I know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? So that's all. All right. I think I took too much time up tonight. But,
what I would suggest, James, is and I love the fact that you want to go with me. I typically like do the deal review and then I kind of pass it off to whatever closer. In my opinion, and this is high praise for me, and it's not saying anything against any other closers. My opinion, if you want the kind of hand holding that you should have on this file, I am not necessarily the best guy to go with, because not only am I closing, it will more than likely either be passed off to one of my team members that I have on my company that's going to close it. It's not going to be me directly. I just don't have the time anymore to really do it, and I have to book out in advance to do something like that. What I would suggest is the person that I would recommend right now on this call is Bain. I will tell you right now that my transaction team, every single time they take one of Bain's deals, it is typically one of the smoothest deals that we come across. It's literally, they jump on the call, the people already have the expectations put in place. And so I would suggest that you get with Bain. And the reason why is because he does a very good job of setting the expectation with the sellers and doing that hand holding that we need. Whereas, I understand that you're like, hey, I know you kind of opened this with Bain. I can send Bain all the stuff, get him all
Bain
the
was here
things.
too. He listened to the whole thing. He had no
Oh,
worries.
yeah, he listened to the whole thing. It's not me trying to pass you off by any means. It's just, if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to get Darren on the phone, or Garen, that's my name. I always go by Darren. Garen on the phone, it probably is not going to happen as well as everybody knows on here. I am literally swamped, on my end. So I would probably just end up passing it to one of my closers on my team. But rather than that, let's have somebody whose face is on here that I know, which is Bain. Take it from there. I think he's a great
And
guy.
Bain is from Pittsburgh, and he did say in the chat he's going to be there next week. So might have to go get some content in the house, Bain. What's up?
Darren, you're making me blush, man.
Oh boy.
I think you just got your wings, baby. I think you just got certified. You just got the stamp of approval.
So how does this work then? How does this get paid out?
So what you'll do is you'll submit through the system. Bain, if you or James, if you tag Bain in the chat, Bain will jump in a one-on-one thread with you and share the next steps. Basically, on the $10 subscription level, it's a 20% commission, right? At the 147, it's a 30% commission for just the lead generator. That's just the kind of the standard breakdown of how things look. So it just depends on what route you go. Like I said, if we decide to go another route, it's your deal, so you can do as you need to. But if we're gonna run Novation, that's how it would sound. So just tag Bane, he'll jump on with you and figure out what we can get put together, and then as long as it's a win-win, we'll get something done.
All right, sounds good. I'll tag you then, Bane.
Cool. Sounds good.
Arm has to be tired. She's had the hand raised for like 20 minutes. Let me give you a microphone. You dropped your mic. What's up?
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm wonderful as well. So, no, thank you. This is awesome. And I was just kind of curious. So, I'm loving everything you guys are doing. And just like you said, like we're doing something on our own. Like it's not that I'm not willing to like be a team player. We're just kind of like building something on the side. And I have like this amazing acquisitions assassin. He is fucking amazing. Like agent wise, he can talk to like the entry fees that we have, guys, are insane. Like my entry fees are always well below 10%. Okay, now on the other side of this, the deals aren't always great, right? Like the interest rates aren't always great. Like, but the entry is super sweet. And so I have like 5 deals I'm sitting on right now, and 2 more on the that are coming back to me. I just literally had to take call with an agent. That's why I dropped off like 3 times. But my question is, Darren, do you also do dispo like willy-nilly for other people, or is it all within the group, or does it have to be in the group? Because I went to preschool, I know how to fucking share. I don't care. Like I'm willing to, to do that with everybody. Like I just kind of want to know, like what's your like what's the bottom line here? Like what like do you take 50%? Does everyone else needs a percentage? Like how does that work if I want to submit like
Yeah.
and
You
all
can
my
submit
deals
them
are
through the
creative,
system.
all of them.
I can reach out to you directly and talk a little bit more about like the plugin, basically plugging yours to ours. But if you want to submit deals that you already have under contract that you just need dispo, we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
Basically we'll get you access to the portal like we just talked about with James there. And then once you can submit them through, if you already have them under contract, it will be a 50-50 split. So like we'll do the dispo side.
Sure.
You'll have your piece. And so if we can't do anything with it, we'll let you know. We're not going to go market.
Yeah.
So
And it's not exclusivity. Like I could just kind of submit it and run it on my own and everyone's happy, right?
Darren really leads the dispo side. Normally it's going to be more exclusive because we have um exclusive buyers and then like, he is there in dispo for a reason,
Yeah, so the reason why I like exclusive is because I actually have dispo agents that we pay commission to specifically. So we're very much set up like New Western. So essentially the way that it goes is that each and every single one of my actual disposition agents, by the way, I have in-house, is very much set up like New Western. So I essentially, when you submit the lead, I drop the freaking deal in, I call it the Shark Tank essentially, and I have a minimum standard on what this has to sell for. I pay them a commission on my side based off of what they sell for, and then everything over that, I pay them a commission on that. But they have each and every single one of them has their own buyers list. It's not just like somebody that you pay on cartel mode, even though we do have cartel mode to go blast this thing out on investor lift. That's not how we do it. So essentially what we do is my team sets up a dedicated showing day. And what happens is, and it's inevitable and people get freaked out, but inevitable is, hey, we have a showing day. We typically set it up when you submit it. Typically set it up 2 weeks from the day that you submit it. That's called our showing day. And what we do is we have on that specific day, we'll have 20, 30 of our buyers show up at once. Everybody in the house, running through the house. It's a very much dog eat dog world. It's kind of the way that it works. We want the buyers to see each other, to kind of have that happen. And then typically we'll take in deals from there. And so that is very exclusive. The reason why you going out and posting deals on your own is number one, it creates for us, we do have exclusive buyers. For us, the one thing that we don't want to run into is, hey, I saw this posted on a Facebook group 2 weeks ago at this price. Why are you pushing it out this way or anything like that? And we want to avoid that, because what ends up happening is that my disposition agents start having really, they're just not seen as credible. And the reason why we're able to dispo deals the way we are is because they're seen as credible. So that way. So that's kind of what we do. If you've already pushed it out there, for a couple of weeks and you're like, hey, I got nothing. Typically it's like, hey, why don't you send it to us first? And what I can do is I could say, hey, give me the first crack at it, and give me, depending on how long you have it all, like give me a certain amount of time to have a crack at it with my team and go there. And then after that, I wouldn't mind, waiving that that exclusivity clause on there on something like
Yeah.
that.
So no, that's awesome. So like, I love what you guys, I think what you guys are calling innovation, I'm calling an option. Like I've been doing so with our agents, we've been saying basically like, hey man, we can make this work with these terms, but I want you to keep that shit on the market and try to sell it conventionally because I don't want to be the held up, like I don't want to hear, oh, we had all these buyers and you had to pass them up because we're an asshole and we had you under contract. No, we want to be your second, like if we happen to find a buyer at the same time you do, we get first dibs, and that's kind of like we're running it as options and saying like, listen, we are not your buyer, like you guys have been saying this whole time, we're not your buyer on this, unless I am, sometimes I am, but this, for the 5 ones that I have right now, I'm not. And I've told them like, listen, like we're going to run it as an option contract, and then if you guys find a buyer at the exact same time we do happen to be, then we trump. And then so what timeline are you thinking, Daryl? Or Darren, sorry, Darren, what time are you thinking? What time are you,
So
like, what are you thinking? Like, what would be like a really, like a comfortable time frame for you?
so you're targeting on market deals, it sounds like, right? Is that kind of
So
what
we're
your
doing, I
main
run
focus
paid
is?
ads. I spend like $80 a day on ads. That's a whole other thing. I have a meeting with the Bateman Collective. I'm going to do the seller, direct to seller stuff with them, but I've been running
Love
$60.
Bateman.
So yeah, I've heard good things. So we'll see. I'm gonna spend a shit ton of money. So we're running 60 day a day, and we're running $60 a day ads right now. And I'm not happy with the company who's managing it. So we're switching and we're gonna pivot to the Bateman people on Monday. But to answer your question, I have my acquisitions guy who's just strictly agent. That's all he knows. And he's a rock star. Like he gets these deals. It's insane. I can't talk to agents. I think they're just agents, but he's very good with them, and he works really well with them. We get these really low entries. The deals aren't always like cash flowing, but they're good for homestead buyers. They're good for wrap buyers. But we have all these like, yeah, they're backing up, and you could always like look at them and tell me like, no, this sucks, Sam. Like, fuck you, and I'll be okay. Like, we'll be friends still. I'll just send you the next one. Like, you just need to, tell me. Like, and it happens a lot. I get it. But we're picking up like all these things like all over the nation, California, Arizona. We've got 2 in Florida. I got 1 in Michigan. Like we have them all over the place. And
Been
I just
getting
want to,
bad, like not bad, but like what's the fee? Have you been able to market them to buyers? Have you been getting feedback like that the terms are the reason why people aren't interested, or like what has been the struggle with dispo on them so far?
here's the thing, Garrett, is I'm an acquisitions girl. So you're asking to put a triangle in a square hole. And I'm trying my best. Like I put it on Facebook,
You're
I
who
put it
we
on
were built
Craigslist,
for.
you
You're who
know.
we were built for real. You do that
Right. So
stuff.
yeah.
You do the dispo
So
stuff.
it's hard for me to say why it's not. So I hear a little like sometimes, yeah, the terms aren't right. Yeah, it doesn't cash flow as long-term rental. We already knew that. I'm very honest in all my, like, yeah, this thing's fucking PITI is 2,300. The rents are 1,895 long-term, but it could make a good midterm. It could make a good homestead. Like I feel like I'm missing out on those. What I really want to do is like get a bunch of wrap buyers, but I just don't have the time or the patience to do it. And I'm just really like, we have a lot of capital right now, and I'm trying to delegate as much as I possibly can in my business because
Same,
that's one thing I feel like I always have to touch everything 4 or 5 times. Like that's me. Like I feel like I have to touch everything but that's not because of my people. That's because of me, because I'm crazy. But like I feel like if I pass that off to people and be able to say like, this is what you do, like Darren, this is what you do. You're awesome at dispo. You take this shit for me, and I don't have to worry about it. Like that would be a beautiful thing for me. Like that would be a
Yeah.
That's
beautiful
what
thing
we
for me.
got for you, Sam. That's what we
Yeah.
got from us.
Yeah,
That's
sounds to me like you need to get what we do on our end is we have a list of and we pay them a referral fee for homestead buyers, but we go directly to loan officers. That is the number 100% best area to find your homestead buyers. And if you don't have like a list of 100 of them, and what they do is they send me leads on people that are actively looking, that have cash in their account, but for some reason don't qualify or just miss the mark on
yes.
conventional in the area. And then what you do is you have a list of people that actually have money in the account, because what do you do to go get qualified? You literally send them everything. You send them your bank accounts, they have their bank everything, And so that's typically the way. But if you don't have time to be going and
Right.
making those connections, sifting through lists, all that kind of stuff, that's where it is. But yeah, definitely, that's
Yeah.
definitely something we could do.
So what you really should do, and Sam, I think you're truly a perfect example of the type of person that we have built this community to help, like the forward-facing visionary acquisitions expert, the person who's out there running and like generating deal flow. And then you say, all right, I got it. And you pass it off to us. And like, we're the slower systems guys behind the scenes that make everything pump out on the other side. So
Yes.
what I'm going to do, Sam, is I'm going to start a group chat with me, you, and Darren on Facebook, and we'll talk about getting you set up. And then another thing I want to mention to you is, what if you don't go with Bateman and you work with us and we run the ads for you, you save money, and we just partner on the dispo of the deals? What do you think?
Yeah, what does that look like? I mean, seriously, yeah, because are you
That's what
kidding?
we
Like, you know how much
do.
money I'm about to shell out? Like, you know, like
I
seriously.
do.
But me and my partner are pumping ourselves up. We're like, no, bitch, we need to do this. This is exactly what we need because it's the best, and we might as well, because we're spending the money. Look, I'm spending the money in ad spend anyway. Like, that money is coming out of my account every single day. And I'm also paying a management fee, but the management fee I'm paying these people is like $6.99. It's nothing, right, compared to Bateman. Bateman's going to be a little bit more, but they also promise all these things. So like, no, I'm Garrett. Look, like, I am totally
You know me, Sam.
like,
This is what I want people. This is why I love what's happening with deal makers, right? I have the marketing background. I've been generating leads, doing all different paid advertising, cold outreach, call center development, like everything you can imagine. That's what I've always ever done, right? Um, Darren has a pretty similar skill set when it comes to lead generation on his side. And although he's much more of the closer than I am nowadays, he also generates leads pretty solid on his side. Zach, my partner, runs a lead gen marketing agency, leads a community of like 40 or 50 lead generation marketers. So I look at this quite differently, and like, could I charge somebody a $5,000 a month entry or a $5,000 retainer and like make them do 5 or 10 grand? Yes. But what if we put that same 5 grand entry into deals, and then we just did 3 or 4 more deals on the backside together, especially when we're running novations? I mean, even the cash deal that we did together, Darren, that we're about to get paid out, was a 40 something $1,000 spread, even as a cash deal. So it's like, and because of the sharks that he mentioned and the systems that we're, especially now that we've partnered together and start to build more, it is a Shark Tank, right? Like, they're actual sales guys on the other side of this that are taking the product that you generated and going out there and selling the hell out of it to everybody. So like, this is why we built this thing. So I would rather you put that same money that you're going to put in their pocket into Mark Zuckerberg's pocket and just get the lead flow back, and we just do deals on the other side. So that's why I'm gonna start a group chat so that we can all make that happen.
but do you guys like actually like feed the data back to, because what I've noticed, and that's what Bateman's saying, is like my current management company, I suppose if you call it, isn't feeding that data back to, because I'm getting so many, I hit up so many, dude, I could send you screenshots. I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. I never filled out a form. I don't even own a house. Like, that's the shit I'm getting off of my leads right now. Like, it is insane, but it's not happening. Like, I used to have it happen maybe 1 in 4, and now it's happening like 3 in 4. Like, and then the other one I can't get a hold of. So it's like, so it's kind of a mess. And we're, like I said, we're spending, does Zach's last name begin with an M? Your Zach?
No,
Oh, okay. Because there was another guy somebody referred me to. His name was Zach, and it was like M something. But no, that's my whole thing. Like, I'm trying to. We have the money. We want to throw it into advertising. We understand how marketing.
I remember your little story here on a couple of weeks
Right, right.
ago.
So we want to put it to use, Garrett. We need to put it to use while we can, and then that's kind of where we're at, and that's, yeah. Like, let me know what that would look like. Let's set up an appointment. Let's set up a talk. Let me jump my partner Jessica on a call with you, like whatever. Like, let's make that work, because that's where we're at right now. We fired the last management company we had like 2 days ago when I had a call with Bateman. But hey, I'm willing to. I'd love to keep it in the community. Love to keep the money with you. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll set it up. We'll all talk more tomorrow and get something moving. But Bane, I hadn't forgot about you either. I know you're trying to do the same thing. I mentioned it to Zach. We will. I guess we can probably talk about it tomorrow on our head coaches meeting, because I'm sure Hans and Daniel are in a pretty similar spot too, wanting to start to get some of their own warm lead flow. So yeah. Well, all right, guys, we're hitting that 1.5 hour mark. I'm going to go, especially since it's a little bit lower attendance, go ahead and shut it down for the night. I appreciate you guys showing up and spending some time breaking down some deals. I think we We got a really solid novation in the pipeline from James. Hopefully we'll get Bain to report a win on that one pretty fast for the community there. But tomorrow, guys, is the last day of January. Anybody that you have spoken to this month, do absolutely everything you can to get them on the phone. Let's get a signature tomorrow. This is the nature of a sales organization, is it's the end of the month, and this is how we use motivation to push them over the edge. So whatever we got to do, send them the cookies, get another closer on there, do whatever you got to do, try to get in front of them. Let's get them all locked down. Let's finish the month strong. I think we're going to finish at somewhere around 17 or 18 newbies that got their first deal this month, which is wild. We'll probably be right around 45 or 46 deals. I really hope that you guys prove me wrong. We get to 50 tomorrow. We got about 7 to get up to get to the 50
I
mark.
got one coming tonight, man.
Okay. We saw a couple contracts come through while we were here on this live. Hans got a couple moving. We did get a deal assigned in Kentucky, or in the process of getting a deal signed in Kentucky. We got a deal closed in Jacksonville. We got Garen and I have the deal closed. Where is that deal at, Garen? I don't even know where it's at, honestly.
I think he jumped.
Oh, we got deals all over the places.
What do you have in Jacksonville? I might be interested. Let me know. Jacksonville's
We
my
just
market.
sold
Sold it after
Oh,
7
you
weeks
motherfuckers.
it was not an easy one, but we got it sold.
Okay.
Something.
Fair enough.
This was our first full month together, guys. So let's finish it strong. And we are definitely going to do 1,000 deals this year through the Deal Makers Academy and overall umbrella. So let's keep rocking, guys. Finish strong. Let me know if you need anything in the meantime. I'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. We got a special guest joining us. I just blanked on who it is, but we do have a guest scheduled for tomorrow. Other than that, guys, everybody else is active. I think Hans should be live again tomorrow. Garen will be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Bain's live at 3. I'll be back at 6. So you got plenty of opportunity to get connected and get deals done. And I believe that we'll have some people in the virtual office even earlier in the day. Honestly, I'm going to get Daniel to start doing his team meetings in the virtual office in a breakout room so everybody can get in their own team meetings and start to get deals done, guys. So let's keep it rocking. I appreciate y'all as always. Have a great rest of your night. See you later. Peace.
Peace.